No, I guess you gotta turn this on. Yeah, maybe that's anyways, welcome back to the show where we track down, body snatch, and react to some of the wildest videos I can find on the internet. So whether you like it, love it, or hate it, we're gonna react to it. Let's get after it.
This bird is a serial killer.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What in the?
You're the Bay Harbor Butcher.
I really hate that name.
Introducing the Shrike, a group of feathery friends found all over the world, including the land down under. Now, at first glance, you may be thinking to yourself, how could this sweet little guy be a vicious killer?
Bad enough we already gotta worry about penguins polluting our earth. Now we got murderous birds flying around.
I mean, he's so tiny. They only grow up to around 30 centimetres and cap their weight out at 90 grams. And on top of being about as threatening as a fucking teddy bear, look at their claws. A shrike trying to end anything with its talons is like trying to stab a hippopotamus to death with a fucking pool noodle. Listen to the thing, it sings like it's
This dude's edits
on
are
American
stupid.
Idol. It's a songbird, a branch geek. He'd never heard a fly. But I'm fucking onto you, Tweety.
You give me the fucking creeps. You know that, Dexter?
You know that.
You may
Dexter?
have everyone else fooled, but I know exactly
Yeah, we know.
what you
Yeah.
are. Because shrikes actually have another name. They're called fucking butcher birds. Yeah, that's right. The Dexter jokes actually had a fucking point. Now, you see, when the Bay Harbor butcher bird wants to hunt, they first start by selecting a target.
Tonight's the night.
Now, unlike Dexter, their code tells them they can eat whatever the fuck they want. Insects, mice, fuck me, even
Lizard.
And once they pick their meal, they wait
What is this Indiana Jones looking motherfucker?
for the right moment and swoop on it. Now, while those claws might be
Dang.
fucking useless, they do have a signature weapon. That tiny hook on the end of their beak. And once they land on their victim, they slide that hook into its neck, perfectly slotting between their vertebrae and severing their fucking spinal cord. But converting their prey into a vegetable isn't enough. No, 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 no. These sick fucks keep trophies. Once
Alright, sorry about that, guys. Had a little bit of a power outage. My bad. I apologize. Let me get it back up where we are on the video. Make sure everything's on. We got audio, desktop. Let me see.
spinal cord.
Yes. Everything's good. Let's roll. Oops. My bad.
Severing their fucking spinal cord. But converting their prey into a vegetable isn't enough. No, 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 no. These sick fucks keep trophies. Once they have paralyzed their prey and shattered its spine, they will fly its corpse back to their larder, which is either a thorn bush or a fucking barbed wire fence. And once they get home, they fucking impale them. They will then leave that corpse there for days, occasionally biting chunks out of it, eating it like leftovers from the fucking fridge. Dexter
This bird sounds like it's in the mafia.
collected blood slides. These fuckers create kebabs.
Not cool with
That and between his
Man, I'm good on that bird. Here's a good one. I like this dude, man. He always got some really interesting stuff, but this one was pretty. You'll see.
fingers. What is that? Oh, he's gonna take it out. What is it? What if I...
The symbol before? This is the Eye of Providence.
It's in my hand when it kicked back on. Sorry about that, guys. We had a little bit of a problem. Wife and I got that taken care of, so let's get back after it. Let me make sure I got my. All right. There we at? All right. Sorry about that.
That in between his fingers. What is that? Oh, he's gonna take it out. What is it?
Here?
What if I told you that was an occupational hazard?
Oh no.
Those are hairs. That's literally hair, not his hair. It's the hair of his clients. This is barber's disease. It's when you get hair splinters. Hair as a splinter inside of your own skin.
I mean, what's a good way to prevent that? Gloves? If they just wore proper personal protective equipment, like they should on the job.
Ever seen this symbol before? This is the Eye of Providence, also known as the all-seeing eye. You might
Yeah.
recognize it from the back of the American dollar bill, but what does it actually mean? The Eye of Providence is often shown within a triangle, representing an omniscient eye watching over humanity. It's said to symbolize divine wisdom and protection. It's also closely linked to the Freemasons, a secret society that adopted the symbol in the 18th century. For them, it's a reminder of a higher power overseeing their actions. Some believe it represents hidden knowledge or even control, and it's at the center of countless
You know.
conspiracy theories, hinting at powerful elites pulling the strings. But originally, the eye wasn't about secrecy. It symbolized protection, guidance, and spiritual insight, a reminder that we're part of something greater than ourselves. So, is it a tool for enlightenment, a symbol of control, or maybe just a misunderstood piece of art? What do you think the Eye of Providence really represents? Let me know in the comments.
One of the criteria to become a Mason is you have to have two Masons in good standing vouch for you, and then they sign your petition. Freemasons are not permitted to solicit. You don't do that because the impetus has to come from the candidate. So in other words, if you're interested in becoming a Freemason, you
have to go.
You have to seek them out.
Got it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's not like anything else where somebody disciples and invites you and there's an invitation or calling or anything like that. If you're interested, you'll find it.
This is the scene.
Isn't that interesting? That's probably the one organization I've ever heard doing that.
Of the first and only deadly nuclear reactor incident on US soil. This is the story of the SL-1 disaster. Welcome back to a series I'm calling Scientifically Interesting Ways to Die. In the 1950s, as the Cold War was raging, the US Army dreamt of a portable nuclear reactor that could power remote military operations. By 1959, they had an operational prototype, the Stationary Low Power Reactor No. 1, or SL-1. This 3 megawatt boiling reactor generated enough heat and electricity to power a small military base. In December of 1960, the reactor was shut down for maintenance, but nuclear reactors don't really have an off switch. Inside the core, the uranium fuel chain.
Well, they should. But I guess it takes some time to enrich uranium into nuclear capable weapons, but I guess it would take quite some time to reverse that action, I guess. I'm guessing.
Reaction was being kept stable by 9 cadmium aluminium control rods. Restarting the reactor was scheduled for January 4th of 1961, so the night before, 3 Army technicians, John Brines, Richard McKinley, and Richard Legg, stepped into the SL-1 facility to reconnect the control rods to the drive motors that raised and lowered them. At the heart of the core sat the central rod, which occupied the region of highest neutron flux, meaning even a small movement could dramatically alter the stability of the fuel inside the reactor. To reconnect it to the drive motor, the team needed to lift this rod by 4 inches, but that night, maybe due to miscalculation, a moment of overconfidence, or simply human error, Brines lifted the 85-pound central control rod a full 20 inches out of the reactor core. In an instant, the neutrons that should have been absorbed by the control rod were now free.
This is an occupational hazard. Not what about for everybody surrounding this place, like I'm sure it's even out in the middle of nowhere. But I really have a hard time thinking it wouldn't affect anybody else, you know?
To slam into uranium atoms, splitting them into lighter elements and releasing a burst of further neutrons, creating a runaway
And why would they lift that thing a full 20 more, like full 18 more inches than what they should have?
chain reaction. In just 4 milliseconds, the power surged to 20 gigawatts, 7,000 times its normal operating power, as temperatures hit over 2,000 degrees C, hot enough to melt the uranium fuel and rupture the aluminium cladding. As the reactor buckled, water surrounding the core instantly flashed into superheated steam, expanding faster than it could escape and launching the 12,000 kilogram vessel 9 feet into the air. Bryan, standing at the control rod, was hurled backwards by the blast, his body absorbing hundreds of sieverts of radiation, enough to shred his DNA and cook living tissue in an instant. McKinley was thrown hard.
What? Man, prayer to that dude's family, but like at least he didn't feel it. You know that dude didn't feel nothing if it just demolished its DNA like that.
Against the wall, suffering massive internal injuries and severe radiation burns. But it was Legg, who was standing further back from the blast, who met the most horrific fate. The explosion's pressure wave blew loose one of the control rods, which shot upward like a cannon shell, piercing his chest and propelling him upward, pinning him against the ceiling. The painstaking decontamination effort lasted for months, with radiation hotspots on site capable of delivering a lethal dose in under 30 minutes. The investigation into the accident led to the creation of the one-stock rod rule, that requires complete shutdown capability even when the most reactive rod is stuck in the fully withdrawn position. The SL-1 incident stands as a constant reminder that in a tug-of-war with a nuclear reactor, no one really wins. If you like science and didn't realize that inches from death could be quite so literal, join our Patreon and follow for more. This is the scene of the first and
That was pretty crazy, man. Anyways, guys, I know it was a short one, but that was all for today. If you like the content, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. Until next time, much love and stay lifted.